Hey there, VC. This is Eric, back with another video. In the last week or so, I got tagged in a bunch of stuff on Facebook that was like post poster or a movie cover, or in this case, it was a record cover. Don't say what's great about it, but tag a bunch of people and let's keep the thing going. A lot of tag stuff going on Facebook. I didn't feel like tagging other people, but my buddy Tom asked me to do it, so I responded, and I ended up posting a picture of the album cover of a band we're going to be talking about today, and that is the World Inferno Friendship Society, and I'm just going to refer to them as World Inferno from now on, because that's kind of how they're known in shorthand. They are part of that dark cabaret, punk cabaret sound that was popular briefly. You know, the Dresden Dolls are probably the best known band in the genre. There's a couple other bands, and like any other genre where people are mixing an older style with a newer style or two old styles, that everyone has their own variation on it. And for me, the World Inferno style works really, really well. It is 1920s style, 1930s style cabaret music with a punk energy and sensibility. So this is their 7-inch. This is, I believe, the second of their Collectors Club 7-inches. And this is our models and the mannequins. Very cool stuff. They're really good with a lot of their packaging. It gets quite elaborate. Which way does this go? Like that. As you can see, apparently every year at Halloween they have a big Halloween show where they pull out all the stops and they dress up. And this one's on blue vinyl. 2-song 45. Woo! The insert was slipping, but that's okay. So the next one I have is our candidate, backed with everyone in California. And this has obviously got a Citizen Kane kind of theme going on. Cool stuff. This one has, here's the insert. All of California and everyone who lives there sinks is what the song's called. And the other one is obviously our candidate. And this one is on red vinyl. So next I have one that's a couple ahead in the series. And it is the Pumpkin Time. I think this is like their 9th 7-inch maybe. Maybe not. Maybe 6. Anyway, if you know the image there, it's Hitchcock's Harvey. Let's see what 7-inch looks like. It's not colored. Here's the thing. It's 33 1/3. They don't have that anywhere on here. And so I put it on at 45 to begin with. I was like, that's not right. So please, bands, at least give us some hint what speed we're supposed to play that stuff at. Here's the insert. And for those of you who can't find 7-inch, there is a CD that this is a compilation of tracks from their 7-inches. I think this came out in 2010. So the album cover that I posted for the Facebook meme thing that I got tagged in was this. This is World Inferno Friendship Society's Addicted to Bad Ideas, Peter Lorre's 20th Century. This is the first album I got by the band. This is a concept album about Peter Lorre, about the Weimar Republic, and about the world in those mid-century years. There's some really good stuff on here. There's a song on here, the title track, Addicted to Bad Ideas, that's very much a Meatloaf, Jim Steinman sounding epic classic kind of a song. Highly recommended. Here's the back of it. This is one that eventually I probably should get on vinyl. It's got that great German expressionist 1920s science fiction look to it. That's a beautiful looking disc. I don't usually say that about the art on CDs, but this one's great. So, I do have some of their vinyl. This is their album, The Anarchy and the Ecstasy. And it's more the same kind of music stylistically. And here is the insert for it. Once again, great packaging. Nice glare there, I know. And it's great video potting for me to looking down. This one's on purple vinyl. And there's the center label. Look. It's cool stuff. I like their music. I don't listen to it all that often, but that's more a factor of I got everything to listen to and watch and not enough time. So this is their most recent album, This Packed Funeral. They've actually been touring for this year. I did not get to see them when they played locally here in Southeast Michigan, but it looked like they put on a great show. So if it sounds like something you're into or want to check out, they're out there. This one, the packaging gets a little less elaborate. And this one, actually, they changed to a different record label. I don't know. People know this one. This is the Dead Kennedys' old label, Alternative Tentacles. Great record. This one's just on black vinyl. So nothing really fancy to show there. So my introduction to the dark cabaret scene was this band. Stiffs Inc., otherwise known as Stiffs Incorporated. They were from the mid to late 90s, New York City. This is the one album of theirs that I do have on LP. And the record is just a plain black record. So nothing really to show there. I'm going to slot that back in here. I found out about them from Hitlist Magazine, which was a rock and roll magazine from around 2000 that ran for a couple of years, had a lot of really good stuff in it. It was older people in their 40s, 50s writing about punk music, so it didn't have a lot of that scenester stuff going on, and there was a lot of reflection on music of the past and that people were into. And one of the authors, the guy who runs, I believe, Ugly Things magazine, mentioned Stiffs Inc. as a modern band of the era that he dug. This is the CD of that album I just showed, and it is called Nick's Not Nothing. And this is their other album, Electric Chair Theater. Once again, this is more of that kind of cabaret style, but this is definitely some more punk influence, more early punk, like Adverts. I think they covered the Adverts, in fact. That's why I'm thinking of them. So then, also in the punk cabaret genre, there's Stolen Babies, who were maybe a little more metal-y, a little more electronic-y. If you can hear it, I've got them playing in the background. I'm not sure if the sound's going to reach over this way. Alrighty, so next, I always like to talk about something else. This is Under the Big Black Sun, a personal history of LA punk, Jon Doe with Tom DeSilva and friends. This is a book that came out this year. The reason I have the audiobook is the contributors read their own chapters. And hearing them, those chapters in their voices, I think was the way to go. My one complaint, the packaging in this could be better. They could have put in just a folding sheet that tells us what's on each disc and what the chapters are, and maybe just a little bit about each person, maybe a recommended discography. The other thing is some of the chapter readings end in the middle of a disc. It's like, could you have tried to get them all on one disc, or somehow paginate it better? Either way, this is well worth your time if you have any interest in those early days of Los Angeles punk rock. So, thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you're liking this. Subscribe if you dig what I'm doing. And I'll catch you all later.